Yo, what is going on, my wonderful people out there? It's your boy Dread Zero, and today I'm gonna be talking about the current state of Street Fighter Six and how I feel about it. Gonna be talking about the things that kind of like bother me, and like maybe even potentially what I think they could do to the game to make it more fun, innovative, and different things like that. So this is off the cuff. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so Street Fighter Six has been out for a little over 2 years. It came out in June of 2023. It is now October of 2025. We're in season three, but the game has only been out for 2 years. However, we have essentially been playing the same game for a little over 2 years with the betas and stuff like that because the meta hasn't really changed and the way you play the game has only been more solidified in that exact same play style. So let's talk about what I mean. When you're playing this game, Drive Rush is your best friend, okay? Drive Rush is your best friend because it allows you to do all the things that Street Fighter 6 wants you to do. And to me, I feel like after the game has been played, after seeing the pros, after me playing it for so long, all my friends playing for so long, all the streamers that I enjoy playing for so long, I think we're all kind of coming to the conclusion that the way that you play this game and the way that you consistently play this game is to constantly put your opponent in situations and where they're guessing, and a lot of it stems from Drive Rush. I would say about 80% of things stem from Drive Rush, whether it be Fireball Drive Rush, whether it just be raw Drive Rush, whether it's crouching medium kick Drive Rush, right? Like we're putting our opponent in constant guessing situations, and it all is stemming from Drive Rush. I'm not a fan of this. So me personally, I'm not a fan of Drive Rush. I want to say off the bat that I don't think Street Fighter 6 is a bad game. I think Street Fighter 6 is actually a really good game, and I think it's really close to being perfect. I just think we've been playing the same game for a little over 2 years where you drive rush in, you fireball drive rush in, you crouching medium kick drive rush and make your opponent guess, strike or throw. I think that's very stale. And we're all just kind of bored of it. Like, I think the devs had a really good idea and like a really innovative idea with Drive Rush. And me personally, I think this can be improved by simply one. So Viper came out, and I'm going to switch to Viper. So c.viper came out, and something very unique to her is that she can cancel her crouch medium kicks with super jump cancels, but she cannot cancel them into Drive Rush. I think this is a really great blueprint for other characters in the game. I personally, and I've always believed, even before Viper came out, and I've always said to my friends and everyone else that asked me about the game in Drive Rush should not be cancelable from a crouch medium kick. This poke is already too strong. Even Viper's crouch medium kick is really strong because she can just cancel it in general. So making crouch medium kicks cancelable is strong enough. We don't need to cancel them and constantly put them in our opponents in guessing situations because I buffered crouch medium kick into Drive Rush and now you have to guess. I don't like that. So personally, I think Drive Rush canceling should be taken away from the crouch medium kick button, and low forward should just be special cancelable if they are. And obviously, they would need to reevaluate everything with that. Like they would need to check which character should be able to special cancel it. Should Kimberly now be able to different things like that. But I think the first step is to make this button not Drive Rush cancelable because it constantly puts you into a guessing situation, and it takes the fun out of the game. It literally sucks the fun out of the game. Same thing with Raw Drive Rush. I don't know how they can take away Raw Drive Rush because so many characters' game plans are intertwined with Drive Rush jab into guess. And so something that I felt like they should have done in the first place, and maybe they can still do, if they can't take away Raw Drive Rush, because I felt like Raw Drive Rush should have never been in the game. Personally, I think Drive Rush should have only been utilized for combos, so like Drive Rush canceling from buttons into combos, or certain buttons on block like crouching medium, or like crouching medium punch Drive Rush or something like that. I don't even know. I maybe no button should be Drive Rush cancelable. I don't know, but what I do know is what they could do is essentially make Raw Drive Rush cost like way more than it does. So right now, when you Raw Drive Rush and you make your opponent block and guess, you're only spinning a bar. Essentially, it was like a little over a bar, but you get meter back for making contact with your opponent. So I think Raw Drive Rush should cost straight up 2 bars with no refund because you are a final boss. You are a warlord. You are the craziest character when you go green. Everybody can go green, and when people go green, they get the strongest they could have ever been in any Street Fighter series, right? And so I think Capcom should make Drive Rush cost 2 bars to make people stop doing this all the time. Like, of course, people are gonna burn out like at lower level and stuff like that, but then you pretty much lose the game if your opponent knows how to take advantage of burnout. So I think that's a great trade off. We should not be able to make our opponent guess so much from doing raw Drive Rush or Fireball Drive Rush, and it would make Fireball Drive Rush calm down too because it costs 2 bars to raw Drive Rush. I think making things more expensive makes you think about, like when I play Viper, having the extra bar usage for her follow-ups and jump cancels makes me think about my meter more. And so I think the same thing would happen with raw Drive Rush, and it will essentially stop making your opponent and yourself have to guess every single interaction. So that's my biggest issue with Drive Rush, is that like I'm constantly guessing and I feel like I'm not in control. And the thing about Drive Rush is, depending on what you do out of it, like some characters can like halt their momentum with like Drive Rush. Like Luke can do Drive Rush suppressor, or Bison can do Drive Rush scissor kicks, and like those things are just, it's annoying. So making raw Drive Rush cost 2 and taking away Drive Rush canceling from couch medium kick into guess, like I think that would be a great start, because it's honestly getting kind of stale and I'm kind of tired of it, and I know a lot of people are too. The next thing that I think is kind of making Street Fighter 6 stale is that we've been dealing with throw loops for far too long, and it felt like they were honestly on the right track with throw loops, because Sagat and Elena both came out as pretty much end of season 2, starting of season 3 DLC characters, and they had to Drive Rush for their throw loops, and throw loops are like way too strong. Like, again, another guessing game where you're constantly putting your opponent into a guessing game, and you just don't feel in control. Throw loops should have never been in the game in the first place, and it honestly boils down every single character into, I'm going to raw Drive Rush, make you guess, and then if I hit you, I'm going to put you into a corner and make you continue to guess. And I don't like this. Throw loops should have never been in the game in the first place. And so if they wanted to do something with this to take the staleness and quite frankly, how boring it is to even do this and to be hit by this, is to make everyone have to spend meter like Elena and Sagat for their Drive Rush. If they want to keep Drive Rushes in there, fine, but make it to where you have to spend meter. I think making people spend meter in this game is really important, because the drive gauge is so integral to everyone's, like, the way you play Street Fighter 6. You cannot play Street Fighter 6 without the drive gauge. If you're in burnout, you pretty much lost if your opponent knows how to take advantage of it. So having to use Drive Rush to make them guess a little bit, it gives your opponent an opportunity to actually kind of see what the heck is going on, and it makes you use resources to make somebody in an easy guessing situation. So make throw loops all Drive Rush, or just completely take them out of the game, because I'm getting tired of it. I know a lot of people are as well. And then lastly, we're going to just talk about the freaking elephant in the room. We haven't gotten a balance patch, a meaningful balance patch, since Elena was released, which I believe was like back in April. So it's been like 6 months of having to deal with the same game. And specifically, everybody's favorite character, Mai Shiranui, or I like to call her Mai Chizanui. Okay, this is no hate on my players. If you enjoy Mai, I'm really happy that you have a character, but we're not going to sit here and pretend that we don't have a character that takes away your options at pretty much all spaces of the screen with a special move, an OD special move. OD fan is ridiculous, and it boils down character potential to, I'm going to throw OD fan and make you guess. Again, it's all about guessing. I'm going to make you guess. Am I going to Drive Rush throw here? If you do that, am I going to Drive Rush and go for low here and you got hit? Am I going to Drive Rush here and then go for an overhit? Like, I'm kind of tired of dealing with this broken move from this character. Yes, this character, even if you take away OD fan, this character still has a good enough thing. Like, she has a great medium kick, she has a great heavy kick. A lot of these you can't even DI back because she recovers so fast that she can DI you back. She has great buttons. Her level 1 install is insane. Her level 1 install is insane. It makes her even more of a broken character. So, like, take away OD fan, dude. Like, the way you do that, and it's really really simple, is if the opponent or you block or a perfect parent OD fan, it should no longer bounce up. Or if Mai throws the OD fan and she drive rush go for a throw and she gets hit, the fan goes away and it doesn't bounce. Like, you have to take the bounce away on the fan if Mai gets hit or the opponent perfect parries, because it takes a lot to do that on the opponent side versus what the Mai player is doing is just throwing OD fan and playing Street Fighter 6 and it's doing it for her. We are all tired of it. Even my players are playing Mai. Nobody enjoy. Like, I'm not, okay. I won't say nobody, but from what I'm seeing, people are just switching to Mai because she's strong and easy. Like, if you have a full-time job, picking up Mai and getting to 1800 is no problem because the fan is playing the game for you. You're doing one special move and locking down opponent's options. You're left with like a few options that are difficult to do. You have to perfect parry, and then the thing still bounces. If you backdash, Mai can just drive rush, crouching medium kick. You know, if you parry and you don't get the parry, she can just grab you. Like, we're tired of it, Capcom. Please start incorporating more frequent balance patches, but meaningful balance patches. I'm tired of the super giga buff Ryu. Ryu did not need all those buffs, and I played Ryu in season 2. Okay, I played him pretty much through that entire year, and I can tell you firsthand that he did not need that. He didn't need any of those buffs. All he needed was the buff that he received at I believe at the beginning of season 2, where he can choose whether or not to use Denjin. After that, he became a really great character. You didn't even have to give him the level 3 Oki, but this you did, so they could have stopped there. So then he could have chose about Denjin and had Oki off to level 3, and the character was perfect. But now you made him to a super raid boss. Obviously, not to the level of Mai or even Akuma, but he's still a super raid boss, and we need some change up. The game is really really stale. I'm kind of tired of playing it. I have to play this game in bursts because playing it for too long literally kind of bores me out of my mind, because I'm constantly having to guess from drive rush, OD fans, throw loops. Like, please Capcom, please change it. Okay, sorry, I know this is a little bit more of a rant, but this is what I think about the current state of Street Fighter 6. All I'm going to end here is that Capcom, we need a patch. OD fan needs to be adjusted severely. We need to deal with drive rush. It needs to be a counter state. It needs to cost more bar. It needs something. These guessing situations have got to go, because it makes this game I'm not saying players cannot be consistent, okay? Because obviously the best players in the world are remaining consistent. That's not what I'm saying, but they can still lose. And even they have said that they feel like they're not always in control. And that's not how it should be if you're the better player, okay? I'm not even that great at this game, and I'm going to tell you that. So this is what I think about the current state of Street Fighter 6. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Hopefully this rant didn't like bore your ear off or made you upset or whatever, but let me know what you guys think about the state of the game, all right? But with that being said, I appreciate you guys giving me 300 subscribers. Let's aim for 500. I love you guys, and your boy be out. Peace.